into this video, we wanted to mention that our long-awaited vegan hemp soap collection is finally ready on edenbodycare.com. Our vegan collection is made with creamy hemp milk and infused with essential oils. These bars are nourishing, plant-based, and perfect for all skin types. Choose from scents like lavender, spa bar, orange and clove, wild pine, and many more to choose from. Thank you guys so much for asking for this collection. We really made this just for you. Now, if you're ready to make your ordinary shower into a spa-like experience, check out our website, edenbodycare.com. And now back to the video. It's early morning and the kitchen is calling. I'm starting the day with some quiet preparation, getting a tray ready to roast veggies for Trey's lunch. He leaves at the crack of dawn every day to go to work, so I am trying to make sure that all of our lunches and everything are ready to go for him before he leaves for the day. I'm going to toss my vegetables with some hemp seed oil, some salt, some seasonings. We have the oven preheated to 425 degrees Fahrenheit, and we're going to just roast our vegetables up for about 15-20 minutes or so. Some mornings are smooth and some mornings are messy. Today, as I prep veggies for Trey's lunch, I'm greeted by my bread dough spilling over, a reminder that not everything goes perfectly in this kitchen. Last night I tried to save some time by measuring out my bread ingredients ahead of schedule. I set the bread machine to start kneading and mixing at 4 a.m. so by the time I walked into the kitchen, around 5:30, the dough would be ready to shape and bake. But it seems like I didn't quite get the measurements right this time. No big deal. This kind of thing happens when you're just balancing life and making bread. So fixing is going to be very simple. We're just going to add the dough into a bowl. We are just going to add a little bit more flour, a quick knead by hand. Actually, I am going to knead it by hand first, and then we will put it in the bread machine to do its thing again. Alright, with the bread back on track, it's time to focus on Trey's lunch. Today I'm keeping it simple with some zoodles, which is basically just zucchini noodles. It's quick to prepare, fresh, and it's really packed with flavor. Most of my mornings when I am prepping lunch or making breakfast, I like to do it in silence. I feel like I have plenty of noise going around during the day. I feel it is really important for me to be able to separate myself from that for a little bit. Being a mom, being a homeschooler, being a business owner, and all the things that we do in this household, I am always thinking about a million and one things. I am always asked questions, and the kids love playing music around here. I get plenty of noise, and sometimes it is just so nice to have some peace and quiet in the morning. I don't even put on any music, no news, anything, just me, prepping food, and a quiet house. For those of you who are wondering what sauce I am making for the zoodles, I simply made a hemp sauce. So we have some hemp seeds in here, some hemp seed oil, salt, any seasonings you want, a little bit of lime juice, really a juice of a whole lime, some water, and you just blend this up. Oh, and 1 clove of garlic. You blend this up however thick or how thin you like it, and that is one of the most tastiest sauces you could ever make. Trust me, just give it a shot. I'm using a zucchini spiralizer is what it's called. You can spiralize a lot of vegetables. I mainly just use it for zucchinis. Look how beautiful these ribbons come out like, and they taste like noodles. It's really, really cool. If you haven't tried this and you're interested, we would love for you to try it out and let us know what you think. I will have a link of the spiralizer that I use at home in the description down below so you can check it out yourself. I also like to add some cherry tomatoes to our zucchini noodles or zoodles because it adds color, it adds freshness, it adds that little pop of sweetness, and it's just really, really good. You can also use maybe sun-dried tomatoes if you would like to. I just prefer to use the cherry tomatoes for Trey. Now, because he's taking this to work, I want to make sure that I'm layering the noodles, because if I mix it, it is going to draw out liquid or moisture from the zucchinis, making everything soggy, and I just don't want that. So I'm just gonna layer it, and then Trey, when he gets to work, he will be able to just mix everything up and have it for lunch. Another component in this zoodle that makes it so good is just some fresh, crisp, raw red onions. It's really, really good in this sort of salad or zoodle dish. Just try it yourself and let us know what you think. I'm going to clean up a little bit. I am going to now prepare Trey's breakfast. We usually just do fruit for breakfast for him. I'm just going to make sure everything is wrapped up and closed up and moving along with some fruit. So today I decided to do some pears. This is just Bartlett pears that we have. I'm going to slice it with an apple corer just to make life a little bit easy here, and I'm going to pack it up into a glass Tupperware. Trey's breakfast and lunch is done, and it is now time to see him off to work. Coming back in, I wanted to make sure we do a round of dishes just so that we can keep up with keeping this kitchen clean, really. I am trying to get into a better habit of cleaning as I go, just so we don't have a ton of dishes left over while we are making something else. At this time, everyone is starting to get up and they're done with their hygiene, got dressed, everything. So now it is time to get some breakfast going for all of us. While I'm making bread for the day, our kids are just conversating, giving out all of the nitty-gritty things that they go through in life. It's actually really cute. I love listening to their stories. I love listening to stories about their friends. Moments like these are just really nice to be a part of, and it's all part of being a large family. I was chopping up some leftover baked russet potatoes. We're going to make sort of a hash. So I've got some onions going in, some grapeseed oil, along with the already baked leftover potatoes. And I'm going to just season it with some salt and get that going and sauteing in our grapeseed oil. Next thing I'm going to work on is a scrambled tofu, like scrambled eggs, but with tofu. So I have discovered a really cool way to make some scrambled eggs, which is to make this liquid out of coconut milk. We've got some nutritional yeast, some any seasonings you want, really, some salt in here. We're going to add a little bit of water in here as well, and maybe like a tablespoon of oil or so. Making this liquid really gives lots of flavor to a very bland tofu. As you may know, tofu really needs something to absorb, and that liquid better be tasty and seasoned because it's going to absorb everything. So at this time, the hash is done, so Grace is just going to take it off of the pan. I'm going to add some grapeseed oil here, and I'm going to just crumble 2 blocks of organic tofu here. I forgot I needed to saute some onions and garlic first in the grapeseed oil. I was a little too hasty, but that's okay. We're just going to cook it just as is. Once the tofu and onions have gone for a little bit, we're going to now add that mixture. This is what it looks like. Oh, I added some onion powder in here as well. You can add some garlic powder in here, some smoked paprika, really anything that you want to put in here. I would also suggest some herbage like some thyme, or you can do Italian seasoning as well. As you cook this, you can see that the tofu has started to absorb all of that liquid, and that liquid is this nicely seasoned, creamy, rich, flavorful liquid. All that is going to go into the tofu, and it's going to be so good. Our bread is baked nicely now. You can see we were able to salvage that. No biggie, we just re-kneaded it. That was perfectly fine, and look, it came out perfect. I'm going to bring everything over here so we can start having breakfast. I like to serve everything family style because we are a large family, and I come from a Chinese background where everything is family style. Emmanuel, our oldest, is the first one to the table, so he's going to help himself with some breakfast first. I love me some ketchup on my roasted potatoes, and of course some hot sauce on my eggs. And this was my plate. Look how beautiful. This looks so inviting and welcoming. I cannot wait to dig in. And here comes the rest of the gang to join us for breakfast today. We have a lovely spread for breakfast. Sometimes it is elaborate like today. Sometimes it's more of a light breakfast. We get some muffins. Sometimes we just do smoothies and fruit. So it just really depends on what we decide or what we plan for breakfast. For you fellow moms out there who have 1, 2, or many kids, I just want to encourage you through going through daily routines like this. It may be boring to you or sometimes just overwhelming. I totally understand you, but trust me, you're doing it out of love. Just engulf yourself in it, love the process, and just really, really dig in and enjoy your family, because ultimately your kids will remember these moments and they'll carry it on for the rest of their lives. And of course, so will you. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. We really hope that you subscribe if you are new, and we will see you on the next video. Bye everybody.